All right, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it happens to be where you are watching this. My name is Paul Hostetler, a huge Dwarven Forge fan and addict.
Huge.
And I am fortunate enough to be here with the man, the legend, the prince, Nate Taylor, executive creative director, what's the title?
I'm the chief creative.
Chief creative, okay, very awesome.
But it's all the same. I am just the guy who herds the cats.
The face and soul and passion of Dwarven Forge. And we have some questions specifically from the Discord and from me. And we're trying to get a more closer idea of what the company that we love and support is doing. So.
And we love your support. This support.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here. I'm really excited to being able to connect with the community directly means a lot to us.
I mean, it's one of the things I love the most about Dwarven Forge is they're responsive. They're they give us a sense that we matter, that we're important to the process, that we're part of it.
Well, honestly, we couldn't do it without you. We're it's a direct-to-consumer company and a company that currently lives off crowdfunding, not crowdsourcing. Well, we do crowdsource some of our ideas. We get a lot of good ideas from Discord. Thank you. We really depend on this relationship, these connections, these ideas. So let's rock and roll.
Let's do it. We're going to have a past, present, future, and then lightning round. So, all right, first up, past. Congratulations on splitting Lowtown and Hightown.
Thank you.
We can all agree that was the best move.
Blame Tyler.
So, did Lowtown exceed expectations, especially following Reliquaries? I mean,
Yes.
because the thought could have been, oh no, the bubbles popped, we're out of COVID. Wildlands was a once in a lifetime, stars aligned. So, could you talk to us a bit about what Lowtown did for your spirits?
Lowtown is exactly what we needed. We were running on fumes a little bit. It had been a long time since a big crowdfunding run for us, and Lowtown was the magic combination of we did something we're really creatively proud of. We did something that has a lot of innovation. We did something that is manufacturable in a smart way and hopefully even profitable. We raised a bunch of money doing it, and we had a good time. It was sustainable and it was great. So I think it's one of the best product lines we've done, and the Kickstarter did really well. Thank you, thank everybody. Yeah, it felt great, and I'm really excited. We laid the groundwork for a bunch of really cool things, particularly the biscuit system kind of opening up a whole bunch of new things we can do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you've done a lot of work. You've done a lot of work on the Hightown already.
Yeah, we have.
So having such a head start on it, that's gotta feel good.
Well, and we're going to then get to test out. We'll have the factory finished versions. We get to test stuff out. It's really nice to be able to. I mean, honestly, the more time we can get on anything, the more we can improve it. So it's nice to break it off.
Have any of the Hightown tests been sent out to the factory with the Lowtown stuff?
Yes, but I don't remember what. And we're probably going to tweak. I don't know.
Of course.
Endless iterations. We're on another version of Paint for Ashlar already, and so it'll evolve. But yeah, we have some good feedback, good momentum.
Awesome.
Yeah, good question.
Right.
How many are we doing? Questions?
A couple.
Okay, a couple. Just a couple. You heard that? The internet. Keep them honest. Okay.
Speaking of Reliquaries, with a dozen future products more likely to be
Are
successful
you going to ask
lined
about
up,
the relics?
what's the likelihood we will see Reliquaries 2 this decade?
Ooh, this decade? High.
High, really?
10 years. This, as in 10 years from now, or within 20,
before 2030.
2030?
Yeah.
Still pretty high, maybe. I don't know. So, small company, limited amount of working capital. So far, it hasn't. Financially, Reliquaries hasn't been a success for us. But at something like GenCon here, it's a crowd. It stops people. It catches a lot of people in the crowd. It is a good eye catcher at cons, and if we could find a way to move a bunch of product by having it somewhere like say retail or at cons or whatever, then the likelihood goes up a lot. So we're actually talking to some people about maybe getting some presents, some other places, so that we could move some of those units to then make it worthwhile to go back and do Reliquaries 2.
So I know that this is a bit of a side question, but one of the reasons you can't sell Reliquaries in GenCon is because the state tax, the way that works.
We don't want to charge tax for everybody on the web store. once we.
Joe already paid tax in New York, so could you sell it retail at a New York convention?
Yes, except for like Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hadn't thought about that. Yeah, it's not sort of local stores. Yeah. Good idea.
Because they make a perfect impulse buy. Just one
Yes,
reliquary
yes. And you
joint.
can carry it.
It's mine.
It's small.
Yeah.
It's not like you don't have to carry 50 pounds of Dwarvenite around. Yeah.
Because if I'm making a web store order, then like I'm gonna try and be a bit more responsible, especially with shipping.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good idea.
Write
Write that down.
The expansion of the double high post and spacers option was good, but could have been more. Conceivably, a collector could want to convert his whole city's one wall collection to double high, but there wasn't a cost-effective option. Confusingly, the Fieldstone Spacer Pack came with 2 walls. There were a bunch of ways to get walls already, and Cities 1 collectors have plenty. Who has the floors, but not the walls to double high? So the question was, there seemed to be, like, you did give us a double high option,
Yep.
but it didn't feel like it went far enough.
Well, skew bloat is part of the problem. We have so many sets, we can't do a million iterations of everything, so we're trying to do...
For like the packs, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
so we're trying to do sort of the best way to, I mean, for the pieces alone too. So we're trying to give as many options as we can without, we already had too many sets. So the theory there being that we're getting more new backers all the time, so we tend to favor new backers a little more. Like getting, so the reason like those walls are in there is because not everybody has a bunch of Cities 1 stuff. So you need some solid walls in order to make this double highs. The other thing about double highs, if you're doing interior builds, if it's a small room, like it's harder to access and move your minis around inside once you start going up double high. So I think in terms of actual practical gameplay, I don't think people are gonna want to be doing a ton of double high unless it's a big giant grand hall. I feel like you're gonna probably cheat. The front walls will be lower and then the back walls will be double high or something. So I don't know if you're doing exterior builds, it makes a lot of sense, but I don't know about interior. So we'll see if it's staggeringly. Let's see how it's received, and we might have some better double options in
Okay.
We'll see. We want to provide everybody with. We try and give you as many options to get everything as possible, but it's too many pieces, too many sets, too many things to give everybody everything.
Understand. All right. The completionist pledge.
Yes.
Completionist C was configured strangely because it wasn't set in stone until after the campaign.
That was the last
ended.
bits. Yeah.
That was the throw in everything that was approved as in order to try and round out what the completionist sets were. And I don't remember if it was before or after the Kickstarter campaign ended that we even got a picture of the individual pieces, like digitally added. And we understand due to the constraints of what you can fabricate and prototype-wise, you couldn't necessarily give us a mega build completionist. But one of the things I remembered about Wildlands was that's what made me pledge Wildlands. I saw your shining mountain of epic expanse, and I'm like, I need that. But and as epic as each one of the districts were, we never got a sense. I still don't know what a completionist A, B, C, and roofs can really accomplish.
We don't either. We didn't have enough. I don't think we had enough pieces to actually do. Well, maybe I don't know. It was too big an undertaking with the time we had to try and build the whole thing out. With the span of time we had to try and launch the pledge manager. Because the other thing, you get a little fried after the Kickstarter, the breathing room, and then it's all prepping, trying to prep everything for pledge manager and whatnot. So I don't know. We've never actually built everything with it all in one place. But it was. One of the challenges too is I'm already deep in our next 3 projects, so I'm trying to remember back what all the compositions of this was 6 months back, so I don't remember exactly where we ended up with them all. But once again, the goal is always to try and give you the best combination of pieces that'll be the most useful. Sometimes it seems a little odd, but there's always a logic.
Yeah. I think part of the problem was the water wheel was
Yeah, we didn't know we
the
were gonna get
11th
that.
hour home run.
Jeez, that was unbelievable. Like,
Yeah, it was great.
it was amazing.
And then that got thrown in the sea, and then
Yeah.
from that point we kind of determined what the completionist pledges looks like. So it's
Yeah.
like, well, you have to pledge for it before you can figure out what's in it.
Well, we also needed to build the Warfwatch district and sort of see what
Yeah.
that. There was a lot of stuff, so it wasn't really until the bitter end, right before we launched Pledge Manager, that we had sort of figured out what the heck was going to be in there.
And compared to Wildlands, you had things like it was the Moonlit Arch and the Threshold of Worlds,
Yeah.
where those weren't a part of the completionist. Those were an extra
Yep,
bundle
yep,
that you
yep.
elected to purchase.
Yep.
And perhaps the water wheel might have better served a similar function if it allowed you to have a more stable and predictable completionist option.
Yeah, except also, like, you can't give a completionist without the water wheel. It was like, I mean, all the idea is we want to be able to give everybody all the sculpted stuff in one place. Because a lot of people say, hey, I want to make sure I have at least
Sure.
everything. So we're like, all right, let's get one of everything. We pulled out the surface layer, the ground coverage stuff. Say, okay, you get all the sculpted stuff, you can get that ABC. But I don't know, we'll see what Hightown holds in terms of set compositions. It's a moving target.
Sorry if I'm beating you up, but this is the past
No,
section.
these
We
are
got-
these are all fair questions.
We're at 11 minutes, by the way.
I don't feel 11-minute warning.
11 minutes.
I don't feel bad. We do the best choice. We make the best choices we can based on the resources we have.
Sure. Well, it's a constant growing and evolution
Yes.
process. So, and we appreciate that you seek our feedback both in the surveys and on the Discord and, you know.
Oh, we need to get our survey out for this after this Kickstarter. Oh, I forgot about that. Incoming surveys soon.
Can't wait. Love surveys.
Yeah, we love surveys too. We love getting some, because here's the thing, we get a lot of feedback from the loud people, right? We get on Twitch and on Discord and the forums but that's also a small slice
Sure.
of, okay, so the.
What gridded, was it gridded or ungridded that we like
grid-
screened for?
yeah, grid
And then we left
this
you
gate,
hanging
yeah.
by not buying enough.
Yeah, but so surveys reach a larger, some people that are just sort of quiet or whatever will give us survey feedback, so we get a broader, big bunch of data. It's really, and we look at those a lot. We go back to the surveys a ton to drive sort of what we're doing. So we need to get that one out.
So here's a kind of far one. In what world could a pick and mix grab bag of the Dwarven Forge work? Like a pieces catalog. Now we know that, so with the factory,
Some sort
you
of
have to buy,
Spider-Verse,
you have to buy like 500 of any one item before they'll ship, before they'll mint, right? Is that accurate?
Oh, well, I really want to do at least 3,000, but
Oh, wow.
I don't think singles are ever going to be a
Ever.
thing. Not in the foreseeable future.
Okay.
Not at this scale. It's not good.
Awesome.
But it would be cool.
So, Stefan Sculpts.
Yeah.
He did an amazing Venetian wall, and the sort of in the baby steps part of Cities Untold, he showed these amazing sculpts for basically walls based off of Venetian, and there was some kind of like, oh, this might be in Cities Untold, but then ultimately it was decided, no, we don't have the screws, we don't have the you're not necessarily integrated into the development system, so let's forget these ever existed.
He started one wall and didn't finish it. So if you can finish the collection, let's get in here. But he got halfway through a wall.
So I need to bother Stefan about that. I try.
Yeah.
And then also,
Yeah, if you can herd that cat, you get a medal made of Valorian and platinum.
you've heard him. If I can get Stefan. Anyway, he also there was a Kickstarter that he was involved with that gave out. I don't know if you saw them. It was a Tundra.
Yep.
Was it resin set?
Yeah, resin tundra set.
Amazing sculpts, gorgeous things,
Yeah.
and a lot of people have been asking, sculpted sand, sculpted water, sculpted snow. What obstacle is there from taking what he did for that Kickstarter and offering it to us in Dwarvenite?
Well, first of all, he said he wasn't going to. These were exclusive to that.
Oh, really?
He said they're exclusive sculpts to the project.
Lame.
Secondly, I don't know how castable in Dwarvenite they'd be because there are all sorts of crazy undercuts and whatnot. And it's
Okay.
also very fantasy, far out. It's not like a full collection, right? Just 4 pieces. but I don't know. Sand and snow are on the list of things we may explore at some point.
Probably ask you that later.
Yeah.
And let's see. All right, last question. Thank you, Amy. What is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow?
African or European?
Both.
You should say I don't know, and then you die. I don't know that.
Apparently, it turns out European, I got you, 20.1 miles per hour, African approximately 40.2, as it is about twice as large as a European swallow.
Fair. I learn something new every day.
All right, well, that concludes the past
All
segment.
right.
So we can stop this recording and we'll jump on to the next one.